Hi everyone, thanks for stopping by again. So in this video what I'll do is try to answer questions that I received from the previous video about making the jig. Like some people were asking why did I did it a certain way, and so anyway I'll try to answer those questions and also show you some of the reason why I did what I did the way I did it. So the first question I got was from Pete Petrusa. And he's asking what type of plexiglass I use, if it comes already with the paper on it, and any advice on the bandsaw because his plastic is chipping. So first of all, my plexiglass is Lexan. Lexan do come with paper on both sides, and it's a kind of a plastic paper, so you can spray glue your pattern on it and then cut whatever you have to cut and then remove it. Also, what I like to do is do my lines already on the Lexan, so while the paper is still on it I can scribe a line with a knife and then it's going to transfer on the other side of the paper. As for cutting, I use a 60 pi blade. I believe mine was a 3/16 one, and that's a finer blade, and when you take your time everything goes really well. So the next question I received was from Pale Dog Tool CO company. That's actually a channel I watch. So what he's asking, is there any particular reason for the spacer in the middle of the jig, or is this just so I can save for later? So basically I wanted to try to minimize the weight. I did use MDF that I had on hand, so it was 5/8 MDF. The reason why I use the spacer is because I don't actually need that much support in the middle, so, and I didn't want to go out and buy another sheet of material just to do another extra layer in it. So the reason is to save costs, save weight, and it works just the same. Some people even have like jigs that would have, like for this height, have only a middle layer, a top layer and a bottom layer, and then everything else would be spacers. So in my case it's actually a bit not overbuilt, but it's stronger built than other types of jigs. Next, Jason is asking any particular reason for cutting the corners of the jig. Yes, it creates a good approach angle for clamping, and as you can see in this little clip here, as I'm bending the scroll, I had to go at it and put a bunch of clamps so it was going to stay where it was going to stay. I wanted it to stay, so that's the reason why we cut the corners. We have a better access and we have a better angle for our clamping. Then Matthew Taylor is asking, can you reuse the forms? Yes, you can. That's why those forms are made the way they are, so I can open them and install everything I need to install. You want to protect them, obviously, so you can put either a kind of a finish on the inside or something that would prevent water, like a water barrier. You can put packing tape inside that would prevent moisture to seep into the MDF, but you can reuse them as many times as you want, and that's why it's so important to create your jig straight, plumb, level, and make sure there's no bumps in them before you even get started with your instrument, because everything from the mold will transfer onto the instrument, and then you will see on your instrument how little care you took onto making your jig. Now let's have a look as to why I put two sides to this. So as you can see right now, I've got the top part of the instrument with the scroll that's in the jig. I do have an extra length piece there, and I wanted to dry and stop kind of having spring back in this position. Now if the whole thing was in there, I wouldn't be able to start working on the other side, plus I would have had extra bending to do on that bottom side, and I will need this bottom side in another section of the bottom side. So by splitting the jig and working two sides separately, I can do just that. One of the main reasons also that jigs are usually separable, like that you can separate the jigs, is if when you do your glue up something happens and you can't take the instrument out, you can always split it two sides, and then you can remove the instrument. Now on the bottom you can see I put some extra shims, and they're not glued, they're just temporary. So the reason why I put those is that split the overhang on both sides of the instrument, and when I put my kerf, I'll remove those, and then I'll be able to slide the instrument completely on one side, put the kerf, push it back the other way, put the kerf on the other side, same thing. So that gives me enough room here to clamp the kerf strips all around. So I hope this answers the few questions that you had onto the jig itself. There was some other questions that will be answered down further in the build, at like how do I decide the scale length for it, and that's something that seems to be very touchy with Mandocello build, especially in regards of the low C string. So that's something that I did took consideration, but we'll not get into the subject right now because we're only at the jig. So stay tuned, because there's going to be a lot more information, and like I said at the beginning, I'll probably do like the 0.5s, like this is the 2.5 in regards of the second video of the Mandocello, and then video 3 will be the sides. As you saw, they're already started, so we're making great progress on that. So don't forget to check me on my Instagram and on my Facebook page. And thank you everyone again for stopping by and watching this video. Don't forget to share, like, and leave a comment. And until next time, I wish you well.